Morning everyone, just showing there the cow attaching to the robot. So you just see the scene, the brush is disinfected after the milk flow has been let down. So you'll see here, this is all 4 quarters even the milk down. This is her number 694. There's her responder number, which is a chip that is ready when she comes in with all her records to indicate to the machine how much feed she's getting and where her T coordinates are can be read. So that's just a brief, just to show you that it's their attachment. We'll look inside here then. You have the milk jar, and just there to the right you have what's called it's a MQC. It's a tester for cell count. So every third milking, the cow's cell count is tested. If her cell count goes above 200,000, it's tested at every milking. Obviously for ourselves, one of the most important bits of information is here, is under here, just above the milk jar to the left, is the serial number. Now this machine was built in 2017 and installed in 2017, so that's all on there on the plate there on the serial number, and that's where you'll find it. Another thing we would have mentioned in the spec before is this machine that the slat tank is a metre, it's over a metre back. It's the sump which is underneath the cow is piped out, it's out into the slat tank, but the distance there is health and safety. It's important, even I know for myself, going experience of agitating story, that it's you need a bit of distance, and even at that there'll still be a few gases in here. This is where when the milk comes out of the jar and up, and it goes overhead, and it's in our attic, it goes across to the milk tank. So our milk filters, there's our, if we want to take any cow's milk out, there's the milk buckets for doing that job. Right, we'll move on. We'll go back to the office. Here, just for the computer, where we can just go in here and we'll leave that open up. We'll go to the central unit first. This is the milk pump area. It's called the central unit. It'll run the robot stall. It'll run 2 stalls actually. We have a second one. So inside here, you'll see here, this is what they call the smart pump that runs disinfecting the brushes that we just seen. And then we have the different that's alkaline, acid is the red one, and green is the brush disc. There's again is our plate, our serial number. We'll just have a quick look there as that cow is finishing. Just after being teeth sprayed, so it goes back here now, just to give it gives a little flush, and we get a little puff of steam. The steam curator here that's ran off of the wall here. And just after every milking, is a puff of steam just to disinfect the top of the teacups, which is handy to keep your, if you have any cell count issues, like, it'll make sure that it doesn't ensure that it's not spread from cow to cow. We'll just go back there again to the central unit. Just to show that, again, there's our plate number there. It's on the vertical, so it's on just above, it'll be just above where and this is the A4 machine now, it's just above there. I'm almost certain it's on the same place, and we'll clarify that on the A5, which will be their newest model. That's all we have to see here. Just close that up. We'll go here. This is what they call the dashboard. So I'll just turn it around, maybe you might get a better view. You have little performance indicators there. So at the moment you'll see there 31.5 litres a cow, 2.1 milkings. The figures in brackets are the weekly averages, so they're the ones that are probably the most accurate ones. So you'll see 2308 per day, 33.5 per cow, 2.5 milk solids. They're back down along because it tests every cow for fat and protein also. So you'll go down here and you'll have fat percentage 3.74, protein 3.48, free time about 20%. Rumination 488, that's counting the amount of cuds minutes, so 488 minutes a day per cow is cudding, and then we're at just over 300 kilos of ration between the 69 cows that are here in total. And I'll just throw up and the heat probability, which is done, which is the collars and the cows that do the heat. So there's cows that were actually eyed there this morning. They're just coming out the end of, one of them is at the starter actually, but they were all for AI this morning. So we'd go in and mark what bull they got, and then they're left out and the gate leaves them out to grass. So we'll just close out of there, and I'll just go into the one here, daily production for every cow, so the 69 cows on the list. And it's probably just the most generic one. You have your heifers there are usually at the end. The lowest is the amount of ration they're getting, fat, protein, and as far right as cell count. There'll be sometimes some of the ones with the higher cell count might be something simple. A cow might be in heat, and our cell count might be up, or else, you know, we draft and have a look anyway, just to see. And down along here, then we'd have the cows milking the most, like so. There's some ladies there doing over 40 litres, heading for 50, and you have your. But it's if there's a health report as well, so that if there's anything there that requires to be looked at, let's say if their cutting rates drop really majorly, so there's a couple there, conductivity, which is just cell count, just a chance, and it gives a sick chance. Now sometimes I've seen where the cutting rate will come up, activity rumination, that's the more serious one that you need to get a closer look at the cow and see what's going on. So, right, what we'll do is we'll go out on the yard with the robotic scraper there as well. Yeah, this robotic scraper's working away. You see the shed here is our isolation pen. It's our drafting area for cows with AI. So they've been just AI, so they'll be going soon. So this is the Lady Discovery 90 SW. So it's a water tank on board. So it gives the spray of water as it's going down, which is handy at the moment because obviously the weather is quite dry, like, and it gives a little spray of water afterwards, like. So here with cow milk and another one waiting to go. And we'll just walk back up. So this is the route. You'll see here we would have inputted a kind of a curbing system. So there's two areas here. There's the higher area, the feeding area, and then there's this area here. So scraping the lower area at the moment. We have what's called a straw bedded system. So it's been asked the question, does straw come out or doesn't? It stays inside the pole there. You might get a small bit in the gap between. So the scraper is scraping 100% slurry out here. So we'll go up and I'll just show you where it's driving. So this is another pat it takes. It does the grazeway area here. So this actually would have been an old milking parlour. So there was dairy washing tank here. So we use that for the grazeway gate going out. So this is the charging point that the machine comes back to, and there's its where it fills its water. So when it's charging there, and when it goes to take off at a particular time, it drives up to the water connection, fills, and off it goes on this GPS tracked route. So here you'll see that you've got a three-way system. So the left hand side, which is, I'll just point my fingers, there is the C paddock. C block is a night block, which just a few cows coming in from now. And then you have here to the right is the A block, which is the main day block, and then B to the left, it'll swing to the left, is another passage to the paddock that will open there after 10 AM this morning for fresh grass. So I'll just turn around because there's actually a cow coming here. So we'll leave her go past and you'll just see her scan out. Also overhead the gate is an antenna. Now that reads out the paddock there a couple hundred metres, especially the night ones. It'll read the heat probability on cows bulling out in the paddock. So she's scanned now and gone off to grass. That's pretty much it from what we, just a very basic overview, where to find the serial numbers, where to look for the, you know, that distance there in the spec between the the robot and the tank. And look, even just in the work, and just get familiar where different things are with the computer, the central unit, where things are lined up, the chemicals and that. It is handy to know when you're on a farm doing an inspection. Other than that, oh yes, I can't show you now because the robotic scraper is moving, but the serial number for the robotic scraper is in under the red hood. So when this machine is stopped, if you're on a farm, ask the farmer, let's say, because obviously it could be taken off on a route that it's stopped, and they can lift the red hood and it'll show the serial number underneath the red hood. And I'll show a slide on that later when it's stopped. I'll do a picture of it, okay? But thanks very much for your time.